Welcome everybody to today's session. Today's video is going to be talking about some skills and some tools that we can do to answer the question, who am I? I find it common when I ask especially teenagers, and that's who this video is directed towards, but even if you're an adult, please continue watching because many adults don't know who they are and what are some specific skills and tools you can do to get a better understanding of who you are. But when I ask teenagers how often they are given specific skills and tools to answer this question, whether that be at home, at school, or at church, or any other organization they may be a part of, very few of them say this question comes up, or they're given opportunity to really identify and know how to identify who they are, who you are if you're a teenager watching this. And so that's what I want to do. I want to give you 4 specific skills and tools that will start the journey of you discovering yourself and knowing who you are. And if you know who you are, I believe that you will better like yourself and love yourself, have greater self-esteem, and it'll give you the ability to be yourself more genuinely. So let's jump right into it. The first thing I think is important to understand who you are is to know your personality. Know what drives you, what your core motive is. Know what your strengths are and your limitations or weaknesses are. And I think understanding your personality and taking a personality test will help you understand these things about yourself. Know what makes you tick, so to speak. Now, I personally like, as I've said before, The Color Code by Taylor Hartman. You can take this personality test for free at colorcode.com. And I encourage you to do so if you haven't already. Again, it's a good way and it's a good tool just to help you know a little bit about yourself. And I think there's also a practical application, especially for teenagers, of having a good understanding of your personality. Let's take job interviews. If you've ever been on a job interview, one of the classic questions that we none like, and I know I've been in job interviews that I hate this question, and that is, what are your strengths? And then they'll ask, what are your weaknesses as well, oftentimes. But we get a little awkward trying to answer what our strengths are and what our weaknesses or limitations are. But by taking a personality test, we can learn what our strengths are and what our weaknesses are, and we can then answer that question very easily and very confidently. So there's the first thing. Take a personality test, do a little research and study into your personality. It'll help you get along with others, and it'll help you read other people as well, but more importantly, it'll help you know yourself better. The next skill and tool I want to talk about is something that's really simple, and it may even seem silly, but it's to make a list of all your likes and dislikes. This is important for teenagers because in teenage years, sometimes you can't be true to your likes and dislikes, especially if your likes and dislikes are contrary to the popular teen culture. But I want you, at least on your own time and your own privacy, take time to make a list of what you like and don't like. And this can be about anything and everything, from music to food to movies to people to whatever. Just what are you interested? What do you like? What do you really not like? And this can be eye-opening to ourselves. I had one teenage client do this, and when she brought it back and we discussed it, I said, well, what'd you learn? And she said, well, I learned that I have a lot less dislikes than I thought I would. Because she said that she frequently goes around and says, I hate this, I hate that, I don't like this, because she kind of have a negative persona. But when she really put pen to paper, she realized that she has a lot more likes than dislikes. So there's homework assignment number 2. Take some time, write down all your likes and your dislikes. And not what other people want you to like and dislike, but what you like and dislike. Okay, let's go to number 3. Number 3 is knowing what your core principles are. And what are principles? Principles are values, morals, standards that you think are important to live by to make you a good human being. We all want to be a good human being. I don't think any of us wakes up in the morning and says, I really want to be a jerk today. That's not what we do. We want to be good people. I think it's in our nature. But do we know what principles we want to adopt and what we believe in to make us that good human being, the best person that we can be? So I'll put a link in below to a document that you can go to identify what your core principles are. I encourage you to take your time to print that out and to fill it out. This will again help you identify who you are. And I think this one is a really important one because I think this one is also tied a lot to self-esteem. My experience is if our behavior and our actions are vastly different than what our personal principles are, then our self-esteem is not going to be that high. What we want to do is align our principles and our actions. And I think that's really important. So let's go on to number 4. The fourth and final tool and skill is probably the hardest, especially in our teenage years. If you're an adult watching this, then it might be a little easier. But this is answering the question, what are your beliefs? And beliefs are really broad. This could be religious or spiritual beliefs, political beliefs, life philosophy beliefs. What's your definition of happiness? What do you think your purpose in your life is? What are social issue beliefs that you think about and you believe in? And what are your beliefs about all these things? And I think this is really important because I don't think a lot of teens are given the opportunity to really voice their beliefs, especially if those beliefs differ from their family or again from the popular culture or from their teachers, and they're even put down or ridiculed if their personal beliefs are different than that of, again, family, school, or whatever. And I think this is really sad. I do think this happens a lot in religious cultures, that if a family has a strong affiliation to a particular faith, and if during the teenage years they're trying to figure out who they are or who you are, if you're a teenager watching this and you differ from your parents' beliefs, most teenagers I talk to and ask, if you told your parents you're questioning or you don't know if this is true or not, most of them are scared to death to tell their parents that they'll get in trouble for not believing what they've been raised to believe or even questioning. Maybe it's not that they don't believe it, but maybe you're just questioning the belief, which is normal for teenage years and for adolescence. It's a time of questioning. It's a time of figuring out what we believe. I think as parents, as teachers, as leaders of youth, we should encourage our youth to question and then to find those answers out for themselves. Again, whether that's religiously, politically, socially, whatever. But if you're a teen watching this, I really want you to take time and go, what are my beliefs? Forget about what your parents believe. Forget about what your teachers believe. What do you believe? You start asking questions for you so you can identify what your beliefs are. And again, I think this will really help you know who you are. Now, if you have questions about some things and you have a trusted adult that you can talk to learn and to educate yourself about certain things, then please do that. So I think these 4 skills and tools are really important to identifying who you are. And again, if you know who you are, I believe you'll better like yourself and love yourself, and you'll be able to better be yourself. And you'll be more genuine in life, and you'll be happier in life when you really start to understand and be able to answer the question, who am I? I hope this was helpful. If it was, please subscribe to my channel. Please give it a thumbs up and make a comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you thought, or if there's other ways in which you figured out and found out who you are. And if you want to share who you are and get it out there, please, I would love to listen. Also, if it was helpful, please share this with someone else that may be struggling with understanding who they are. And please share this with someone else so that they can also understand the skills and tools that it'll take to understand who they are. Until next time, make it a great day and make it a great week.